Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for August. I hope you are well. I do want to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading and it may not resonate with every Virgo out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you, simply leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, Virgo, and then we're going to look at the month of August from the first week all the way down to the last week of August. As always, Virgo, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, what would you like Virgo to know for the month of August? Virgo, for the month of August. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, Virgo. You don't have to be. All right, so you're starting out with the Devil, and it is crossed by the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So you could be dealing with some sort of a toxic situation, a toxic person, a toxic situation. There could be something to do with addictions, codependency, anything that could be toxic. And I do feel like you're kind of worn out. You are overcoming this, but it's you're not there yet. And I do feel like there's a lack of trust. If you're dealing with a person, I feel like you don't trust that person. I do feel like there's some kind of a toxic situation and it's caused you to, have serious misgivings about someone. So let me see the past, most recent past for Virgo. Show me the most recent past for Virgo. I feel like whatever this situation is has really worn you down. Show me the most recent past for Virgo. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. This looks like it's a new relationship or something. It could do with money. It could be a new job. Something that brought in stability or increased finances in the recent past. But you're finding that it's toxic. So why is all this happening? We have the Four of Pentacles. You're very guarded about this, I'll tell you that. I feel like you're holding on to someone or something that is a little bit toxic. If this has to do with work or something to do with money, this is happening because you're having to be very careful with your money. What's on your mind? The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, so for a lot of you, this could have to do with your money. You might be encountering somebody in the workforce or the workplace that's really toxic. And you don't trust this person for anything. I can see that what's on your mind is that you want to feel empowered. You're focused on your money. You're focused on your home, children, if you have children. You're focused on your own well-being. And I do feel like you want to feel like you're more in alignment and more powerful. So that's what's on your mind, is coming into that grounded situation. But again, for a lot of you, you're dealing with a toxic workplace. So let me see, but not everybody. We'll see. Okay, August, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. An unequal situation here. Something that's unbalanced. It's not an equal give and take. Show me how Virgo is showing up in this reading. You're showing up with the King of Pentacles, so that's actually good. You are in the upright, and I feel like you're showing up here as being powerful, being in your power, behaving as if you're in your power. Definitely very focused on your work, your money, your job. You're also showing up here as being very benevolent and very kind. Show me who's coming towards Virgo. You're in your power as well. The Moon in reverse. It could be a Cancer sign coming towards you, but the Moon in reverse is somebody that has either had this epiphany or somebody that feels exposed, or they're going to reveal something. What is Spirit's advice? Knight of Cups. Spirit says that there's love in this situation and that love is fast approaching you. Your outcome, King of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, but as an outcome, this is basically not taking any action. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. This is underlying energy, and this could indicate that you feel that somebody is lying, or they could just not be telling you everything, so a lie of omission. It also can indicate a lack of communication or truthful communication, or just not knowing what to do in a situation. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Devil here for? Yeah, there's a toxic situation that hasn't resolved yet. You have the World in reverse. Something hasn't come to a completion. And this is why you don't trust the situation. There's unresolved business with regard to this. Why is this Nine of Wands here? Judgment. It's a judgment call. You don't trust this person. Things are unfinished between you and this person. There could be a reconciliation, but if so, you don't really fully trust it. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? The Hangman in reverse. Yeah, so Virgo, what I'm getting from you is that this relationship, if this is a relationship, this is a relationship you were waiting for. You were waiting for this. You thought it was stable and sound, but you're finding out that there's some toxic energy that is related to this person, and it's affecting the relationship. Now, I feel like there's unresolved business that's involved with this, but you're kind of tired of dealing with this. You're tired of dealing with the toxicity, with the problems. And I feel like if this is a relationship, I do feel like you would like to bring this together, but you just don't trust this person. And you're just tired of dealing with it. So now you're starting to look at this person differently. I feel in the recent past, you began to view them differently. And it's because they may have told you, yeah, that's how things were. I was, you know, whatever the toxic situation, I was dealing with that in the past, but it's over. And now you're finding out it's not over. They didn't tell you everything. And now you have to make a judgment call with regard to, do you want to deal with this any further? Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. So you've been holding on to this person or this situation, and I feel like that wheel is now beginning to turn. And things are going to start moving in your favor. Let me see how you're showing or how you're thinking. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Yeah, you could have been isolating, not really going out. You've been unhappy. You've been really focusing on your work. You've been focusing on job, your home and everything. I don't feel like you've been actually going out very much with friends or, you know, dating or anything of that nature. I almost feel like you feel a sense of loyalty to this person. But I feel like you don't trust them either. Let's look at August for you. Show me August for Virgo. Show me August for Virgo. All right. So we have the Nine of Swords. We have the Sun in reverse. We have the Two of Wands reversed. Temperance reversed. And the Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords in the reverse is in your underlying energy. So something is coming. You're finding something out. Four of Wands. Queen of Cups reversed. The Chariot. The Fool in reverse. Seven of Wands. Five of Swords reversed, and the Hierophant reversed. All right, so Virgo, oh, I'm sorry. We have also the Ten of Coins. All right, so Virgo, I see that there is a situation that you're involved in. There's some toxicity within this situation. There's a lot of unresolved emotions and feelings within this situation. And I feel like, you know, it's really worn you down. I do feel like it's an unbalanced situation. I feel like it's not an equal give and take. You're dealing with somebody that's not giving as much as they're taking. And I also feel like you're kind of going through other things as well. I feel like there's some financial issues. I feel like your money's not as balanced as you want it to be, and that's stressful. It's almost this feeling like everybody and their brother wants something from you, either emotionally or financially. So there's just this sense of being overwhelmed, and in situations, more than one situation, that is not balanced. It's not an equal give and take. So I do see in the first month that there's a lot of first week, there's a lot of unhappiness here. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of losing sleep, decisions having to be made, but they're being made from a standpoint of imbalance, like because your emotions are kind of all over the place. But there's just a lot of unhappiness, not knowing what to do, not really planning things out the way that you should be. So that first week, it's kind of muddled. There's a little bit of, you know, muddled energy. And there's a need for healing here as well. Healing from a situation where you felt you were not chosen. Somebody could have chosen to go in another direction, which made you very unhappy. So there's just a need for healing here. There's a lot of unhappiness and anxiety in that first week. In the second week, however, I do see you finding something out. It's something, whatever it was that you didn't know before, I see you finding something out, and it brings stability into your life. It allows you to begin moving forward. I do feel like whatever this is it's very objective. It's not emotional. There's no emotion to it. It's kind of like, oh, okay, now I see. And it brings some stability into your life. You could be, for some of you, you could see somebody that you kind of have feelings for. This might be at a wedding or an event of some sort in the middle of the month. I see you going to some sort of an event in the middle of the month. Yeah, and I feel like there's going to be somebody there. This could be a new person, or this could be somebody that you see that you have some kind of attraction to, some sort of feelings, but you're kind of holding back. This could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer sign. Cancer is actually very strong. Could also be a Gemini. But what I'm seeing is that you're attending some sort of event here in the middle of August. And I don't feel like you're going there for emotional reasons. So when you see this person or you spy this person, it's going to be kind of, it's going to kind of catch you by surprise. You're going to have these sparks of emotion, these feelings. I do feel like for some of you, you could live at a distance from this person, or they could live at a distance from you. But I do feel like it is going to be something that is going to make you kind of happy. But at the same time, Virgo, I see you being fearful of taking a risk. Yeah, I definitely do. Some of you could be purchasing a new vehicle in the third week of August. But I am seeing a possibility of travel. Possibility of travel in the third week as well. I do feel like you're emotionally not really available. That is being spurred by fear, and that is also coming about because of past experiences, whatever this is that's still unresolved here. So I do feel like, you know, you've kind of closed your heart down a little bit. But I do see you traveling. I see you moving forward in your life. You're a bit defensive with regard to commitments, with regard to relationships, with regard to your heart, and basically, and it is being provoked by fear. In the third week, I definitely see, I see you having an altercation with somebody. Yeah, it could be when you're out and about, but I do see you having an altercation with somebody. It's going to be quickly resolved. But there's some sort of an altercation and you're very defensive about this. Yeah, interesting. In the 4th week of August, I see something here. I see you resolving some kind of a dispute. It could be the one that you had in the 3rd week here, but there's a dispute that's resolving. And part of the reason it's resolving is because you may be taking advice from close friends or a family member, because you do have that support. You have a lot of support of close friends and family members. So I see you coming out of some sort of conflict here. And that conflict could be about an ending, and you're very defensive about this ending. Yeah, that's interesting. I am seeing that a lot of you in the 3rd week are afraid to take chances. You're afraid to open up your heart. You're kind of guarding your heart. You're defensive here. Nevertheless, I see you kind of having any money situations that you have will be resolving by the end of the month. And I do feel that you are resolving some kind of a conflict that you've had with somebody over an ending. And I do see you feeling very content and by the end of the month. And I feel like your money is also improving. So let's see how you're showing up. Yeah, you definitely have some ups and downs in the month of August, but it does end well. I see that. Okay, so 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Strength card. Well, that makes a lot of sense. So you're showing up here as being heartbroken. It's over this this situation that's kind of worn you down. I see you being heartbroken. There could be some third-party energy for some of you involved in this, but there's toxicity here. So that whatever this toxicity is has broken your heart. And I do feel like you kind of pull back, you recede. As the situation develops, as it moves forward, I see you kind of pulling back, trying to heal your energy. And then I see you kind of working on yourself. I see you becoming very strong. Strong because you're taking the time to heal. Strong because you're basically mending your own broken heart here. You're doing a lot of self-care, a lot of self-love, and it's giving you a lot of strength in the process. So why is the moon here in reverse for the energies coming towards Virgo? Why is the moon in reverse? You could have an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius coming towards you. We have the King of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 2 of Swords. So I definitely see somebody coming towards you that is very passionate, but they may be coming in, Virgo, with just passion. They're not coming in with the emotions, with the feelings. And I do feel like this is somebody that is having some sort of an epiphany about you. It puts them at a crossroads. They're going to have to make a decision. And I feel like they're extremely indecisive. It's not really telling me what it is that they're indecisive about. It just tells me that they're coming to some sort of an epiphany, which puts them at a crossroads. So you would know. I'm also seeing somebody coming towards you that somebody is coming towards you, revealing that they have feelings towards you, revealing that they want to have this passionate love affair with you. They're definitely very drawn to you. But again, I see indecisive energy with that person as well. Let me see Spirit's advice for Virgo. Okay, we have the moon. Now here we have the moon in reverse. We have the 4 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles reverse. You have the King of Pentacles in the upright. So Spirit is saying that somebody here does have feelings for you. They're keeping those secrets are those feelings quiet, that's whoever's going to reveal their feelings towards you. Spirit is saying that it's not just passion for this person. Whoever this is that's kind of keeping their feelings for you quiet, they're going to reveal them and they're going to come towards you with a legitimate love offer. However, I don't think you're going to be able to see it because you're focused either on someone from the past or a situation from the past. And you don't know where to go with this. You don't know what to do with this. It leaves you feeling overwhelmed, burdened. It leaves you feeling out of your normal vibration, out of control. And I do feel that, like Spirit is saying somebody is coming towards you to reveal this feeling. So there's an indication here to be respectful, to see what is being offered, and then to, avoid any kind of problematic behavior with this person, because it's going to create loss if you engage in problems. So I don't know. Somebody here, you've got two people approaching you, at least two people approaching you. But I feel like, Virgo, you have gone through something with somebody that was toxic, and I feel like you're still trying to heal from that. You're still trying to get yourself together. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Virgo. I feel like you're turning this person down that is coming at you so passionately, because the King of Wands is approaching you in the upright, and the outcome, the King of Wands, is in the reverse. Yeah, you don't trust them. 9 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Coins in the reverse. So I feel like the individual that's coming towards you in this King of Pentacles or King of Wands energy, that with all this passion, I feel like you don't trust this person. You really don't. You feel like this is somebody who could juggle others. You feel like they may be overly flirtatious, or that they're just there for the sex. And quite frankly, you seem to be tired of dealing with people that are like that. And so I do feel that you're going to reject that person. You're going to reject that person. I do see that by the end of the month, you're not really putting a lot of effort. You've got a lot going on. I feel like you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul a little bit. And don't worry, because your money is coming in. It's just going to take a little bit longer, perhaps, than what you were thinking. And I can see you're tired. It's wearing you down. I also feel like some of you may have a choice between two people. We saw that in your cards here. And I do feel like you're you're weighing up the pros and cons, but you're not really doing anything about it. You're still healing from a loss. And I do feel like there is a little codependent energy here, but there's a sense here of not feeling as independent as you want to. So I'm not sure what that's about, but there seems to be a little bit of a loss and a feeling of, loss of independence here. So, but yeah, I don't see you really taking any action. I see you basically weighing up pros and cons and just kind of trying to figure your way through all of this. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician in the reverse. This is underlying energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you could just be dealing with somebody who is extremely manipulative here. And that person doesn't kind of give you all the details or tell you everything that you need to know. I would think that that would be whoever this is in this devil energy that you've been dealing with from the past. So just be careful with that. I do get the feeling that there's going to be a lot of healing by the end of the month. And I also feel like you're going to come into your own by removing yourself and really doing the healing work. You're gaining so much strength here. So just keep working. And remember that you do have this Wheel of Fortune in the upright. And so I do feel like things will begin to move in your favor, but you're going to have to put the work in. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Virgo. Pulling for Virgo. Advice for Virgo. All right, Virgo, we have fleeting beauty So give me just a second and I am going to read that for you. All right, it says, cherish the moments of beauty in your life. This card beseeches you to look around you and to acknowledge the rare beauty of life, the glory of the daylight, the sweetness of the everyday moments that are the gifts the universe gives to us all each day. There is a divine beauty that is fleeting and brief, but its very short life reminds you to seize every moment of loveliness every day and to know that you are a part of the great cycles of the planet. So open up to the divinity, savor the moments, cherish them, and most of all, notice them. For so many people are blind to all the blessings the planet has offered them. Make time for experiences in your life and grow the appreciation you have within your life. It's not as simple as saying being grateful. We must first notice the beauty around us, see the beauty that is within us too, and to cherish it no matter how brief and bright the gift burns. Find the pleasure in things that are temporary and do not lament their passing so hard that you're robbed of the joy of their presence. Finding something in your life that is brief, that is temporary, that will not endure as other things do, and savor it, for it is a rare and precious beauty for its rarity. Glory in the treasures of this moment, those that lie within you and those that dwell outside of you, and know that all will return again and can be rediscovered within memory and the sanctity of reverent experience. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have resonated with this reading, Virgo, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Virgo, know that you are loved, and namaste.